Hi guys, let's get into the Black history fact of today, or teaching as I like to say. We're going to talk about Victor Blanco, who was the first Black mayor of San Antonio before slavery was abolished, while Texas was still a part of Mexico. Now, I was kind of a little bit upset I couldn't find any photos of him, and I researched several sites. Nobody seems to have any photos of him, so I don't have any photos. Sorry. But let's get into it. Let's talk about it. So, Texas was part of a Republic of Mexico from 1821 until 1826. Texas became its own state in 1845. So, here's a little bit of history of slavery in Texas before it became like its own state and everything like that. The history of slavery in Texas began slowly as the Spanish did not rely on it for labor during their years of control. So, and if you know any history about Mexico, slaves were they didn't just flee to the north. They also, if they made it to Mexico, they were accepted in Mexico as well. By the way, Mexico has always been African Americans' allies to a certain extent. Okay, just like there were the stories about like the black cowboys, like the term cowboy, it actually was a derogatory term. And a lot of people don't know that, so maybe I'll do a video about that too. So let's get into it. So they didn't rely on slavery at all. The use of slavery expanded in the mid 19th century as British American settlers from the southern eastern United States crossed the Mississippi River and bought slaves with them. Although the Spanish colonists had held some slaves, they did not succeed in creating a sustainable agricultural economy in the entirety of New Spain, including Texas, Mexico, Central America, and other former Spanish territories in the American Southwest. Victor Blanco was the first African American mayor of San Antonio. He was elected in 1809. Blacks have been in San Antonio since the early 1500s. Africans were brought to the area by the Spaniards. Many Americans were freed by the late 1700s and began making inroads into San Antonio society. I do want to mention too, there was a tribe, I cannot pronounce their name, and I've been mispronouncing stuff on here, my bad. I just don't want to mispronounce the Native American tribe that actually in 2019 they demanded Texas government to do a study on like the Alamo and everything, on the remains of the people that are there. Also too, during that time, natives and African Americans, they were intermixing with each other, so there is cross bloodlines and everything like that. I mean, I mentioned to you guys, like, I have Native American blood due to my father's side on there. So yeah, there was a lot of intermixing going on. And Victor Blanco's father actually was like a military man, and everything like that. So strong history. I didn't know about Victor Blanco. I mean, it could be purpose. I don't want to accuse people why we can't find photos of him. I looked on, a lot of reputable sites. I even looked on Facebook. Sometimes you can find images on Facebook because professors, people that have their PhD, and just teachers in general, they have that information sometimes on their Facebook pages. I found information about them on Facebook to cross-reference things, but I didn't find any images. Couldn't find any images on like scholarly reports or anything like that, or even just simply Googling. So I don't know what he looked like or anything like that, but you do have to type in, though. One thing that I did find, because it is a common name, Victor Blanco, you do have to type in Victor Blanco, first mayor, black mayor in San Antonio, Texas, for any information of him to pop up. And there's not a lot of information. Some tribal sites talk about him as well, again, because African Americans were mixing with Native Americans as well. So if you go on some tribal pages, you can find some information, but I can't find a whole bunch, like what he did, everything like that. I can't find a whole bunch, but I thought that was very interesting, especially knowing the history of Texas a little bit. So, anyways, look it up. I hope this encouraged you guys to support Black history, and I'll see you guys on my next video.